Welcome back, once again, to Sigil Confidential. Everyone's here for the most part. Hang on and I will put pictures up so you can see all these lovely people.
Good evening, everyone. We are still having technical difficulties with the pop-up portraits.
Thanks, Obama. We can still say that, right? That still works?
It's the classic.
Okay. Making sure, you know.
We're throwing it back.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and get these pictures in here real quick. I will let you guys do some recap, update, back pat, chin scratch, tongue wagging while I do that real quick. Take it away.
All right. Last time on Sigil Confidential and the Cairn Legacy. The crew entered into the next of the God's citadels. This time, the one that belonged to Goyne. They faced the same issue that they encountered within Bodhi's citadel. You couldn't leave unless you had the key. They discovered that it was a glowing cog powering a huge mechanism, one that was a source of all knowledge and revelation for the humans of Cairn, and this key also contained a life. They puzzled over a way to remove it. Jimmy and Bryn partook in a seance to see if they could get Vrokana to overrule the magic of her children, but they were met with a mysterious face that told Jimmy to collect all 6 keys and bring them to her at Numenera. Rat discovered the means by which to get the key out, but it required a sacrifice of intellect of equal or greater value to what was currently powering the key. Rat, not knowing what could possibly exceed the value of a life, made the ultimate sacrifice. With Rat powering the new key and the old one in the crew's possession, they carried on. A crash in a nearby observatory led the crew to the Cairnites that Bryn had been in contact with. Their greetings and curiosity about each other gave way to fear and uncertainty, as a mysterious and powerful woman promised that she could send them home if they gave up on the somnambulist prophecy and stopped collecting the keys, with dire consequences if they didn't. They all decided to continue forward, not trusting her at all. She said that she would meet them at Numenera with her mother, Idola, supposedly the person who wants the 6 keys. Will the combined crew be able to fetch the remaining 4 keys without any more sacrifices of their people? Why is this mother-daughter duo seemingly acting at cross purposes? Find out starting right now on Sigil Confidential, the Silent Goddess.
Dun dun dun. Well done. Thank you very, very much. And yes, that does pretty much cover it. Things have gotten a little crazy. Just a little.
And I should add, to be fair, that we don't exactly know for sure that it was Idola that we spoke to during the seance, but we have a hunch.
I mean,
we gotta guess.
Could be. It's possible. Stranger things have happened. I'm clicking on the wrong thing, right? No, that's it. So, that's odd.
I see you there, Jay. The character formerly known as Drake.
Yes. Some changes have occurred here and there. Oh, that is odd. I'm having to do some craziness here, but that's okay.
OBS doing OBS things.
OBS is always doing OBS things because, hey, reasons, I guess, right?
Yeah.
It just can't be simple. It can't be like, oh, this goes here and does that. Cool.
Curse you, Discord, for taking away the ability to host images.
Yeah, still not
Everything was
particularly.
working perfectly.
Still not real happy with
It was all
them.
working perfectly.
Still not real happy with them about that.
And then they broke it. They had to sodding break it.
Image hosting expensive.
I pay for Nitro.
True and also same.
I'm a paid subscriber, man. Paid subscriber. But I've almost got this. You guys, go ahead, keep talking. This is great. I love it when you guys have banter.
Yeah, we're not actually on this map. We are elsewhere.
This is true.
I don't know if alternative map is loaded into this one.
It is. Actually. Hey, Muse. Thank you for the emotional background support. We're all going to need back rubs after this. I'll send you addresses and DMs if you're keen. Makes me sound old when I put it that way, doesn't it? Are you keen?
Well, that goes beyond old. This predates you by some time.
Are you keen? Are you copacetic? Are you down? Hmm?
Are you keen, man?
Nah, copacetic is like 70s. Keen is like 40s.
Far out, dude.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of using outdated slang. I'm not gonna lie. You guys have heard me say groovy. I say it all the time, and it's like
it's fine.
it's not.
You were in radio. It's like it's endemic to the field.
It's true. It's true. We have pictures. There are pictures. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So let's do this. We're gonna bring us back to das Surface of da Mother's Head. That was French, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Nice.
Yeah.
Could totally tell by the DOS.
But yes, here we are. You guys have met up. Your counterparts accidentally demolished a Becklerite station.
What do you mean accidentally?
Well, it wasn't intended to happen. It just did.
I
It
mean,
wasn't
that's
intended by us, but it was intended by whoever made that portal for sure.
No, I don't think they expected that at all.
This is the first sign of Rat's hand at work in the cosmos.
He just took over the cog, and he's already, look, oh my gosh.
We're just an incoming missile, yeah.
Hmm.
Great.
Nuclear.
Look how fast they're moving. I'm sure I can hit something with this.
So we do have an expanded group now. It's not vast in that regard. If you think about it, there's really only 3 extra people with you right now. Number-wise. Strange bedfellows, indeed, all around, I imagine, though. These are some strange company. For the Cairnites, you guys are aliens.
A.
I mean,
For Jimmy, listener, it's kind of an alien. I don't know, it's weird.
That's true enough.
Don't remember plant people being here when I left.
No, those are new. They put that in after I left.
So, you guys did leave following a lovely discussion with a yellow-eyed young lady. She was lovely. She was very kind and sweet and helpful.
Whimsical.
Whimsical. That's actually good. And of
you
course,
definitely can't fix her.
no, she's perfect. and you got to hang out with Erebus and Phaedra. That was fun. They always love meeting you guys. They're kind of like grandparents watching over you at a distance. Oh, look at them
Run
go!
as a
They're so
sister.
cute. Yeah, a lot of revelations coming to light. But as guy, I assume now it's up to you as always. You guys are carrying on in the direction of the next citadel, correct?
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Because we hadn't really settled on a course of action at the end of our last session.
True. Well, you're welcome to work that out. You know, I never railroad you, whatever you guys want to do. A lot of heaviness coming on and going strong, so take it away.
Does anybody actually trust these jerks enough to want to take the ticket out of here? I'm just checking.
No. I trust them about as far as I can throw them.
And I want to see the somnambulous prophecy through.
I'm just out for an afternoon stroll.
Yeah. You can't become a god if you're going to be afraid of them. I know how that works.
Imagine Az is low-key terrifying for the people that don't know him.
He big.
Yeah, big muscle
Very
bound,
big.
heavily tattooed elf. What the heck?
You know, the elves were always tall.
Yeah, and weird.
But you know, Jimmy, there's something weird about these personalities that we've met. Not present, but the mother-daughter duo.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, one of them was very close to a god. The other one, I assume, also.
But also, if it was her mother that we spoke to whenever you and I engaged in a seance, and she wants these 6 keys, and that was her daughter who said that gathering the 6 keys is a part of the supposed prophecy, and she wanted us to stop, and that she and her mother would meet us at Numenara or wherever the god's damned location is called.
It was something like that.
So,
I can't help but feel like we're being played.
Oh, we're always being played. That's just the natural state of affairs.
There's definitely some sort of trickery going on here for this mother-daughter duo to supposedly be working at cross purposes, yet they're both going to meet us at the same location.
Genesis?
Yes.
You have a headache.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Unfortunate.
I'm sure it's fine. It's just a headache. Could just be all the dust in the air.
It didn't work. Well,
I'm not sure.
I'm telling you it didn't work.
Not surprised, considering the things I'm seeing right now. I need to work on my thing. I need to work on finishing this. See if maybe that can help. But
I'll just stay close to you for now to avoid further contamination.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you. Get a moment.
It's like viral Pokemon. Gotta infect them all.
I'll be here whenever you have any questions for me.
It's quiet, so probably you're the only one that can hear it. At least that's his goal. Don't. I just need to talk, and I need someone to listen. And I think you understand. When we get a chance. And then Wilhelm will start pulling out his thing. Try to work with it as long as he can.
Okay. You're just gonna keep working with it while you're on the move?
Yeah. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little harder to...
Well, you are standing right outside, like, a laboratory. It's damaged severely, but...
Actually, you know what? Each one of these was devoted to a god, I think they said.
No, remember the little building you guys crashed into? The Becht building?
No, I know.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I know where I'm going.
Sorry, go ahead.
Each one of these was like a god, you guys. They got a healing. They might have something I can use there.
We
No,
can
fair
find
point.
which citadel it is. Sure.
What? No, it's that one. Right over there.
Oh,
Just over that ridge.
so do we want to go that way and try to find something?
How much healing you two need, exactly?
Yes.
That doesn't sound great.
Quite. Physically, I need quite a bit, but more concerning is there is a unknown pathogen that seems to be moving that I have not. That seems to be talking to us. At least
Yeah,
talking.
We've mentioned this. Yeah. Thing. Yeah.
This is perfect. This
This is a
God.
fascinating question because would Jimmy know the word pathogen?
Probably not, to be fair.
I don't feel like germ theory is particularly advanced in Sigil. They don't really do that there.
Yeah, because the advent of the benevolence was something that happened post-Blight.
Yeah, because Sigil, you still got the gods and divine healing.
So...
Pathogen is kind of demon.
Love it.
It's something
Sounds like you might
said.
have a demon. Oh, one of those. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So if you want to, anybody who wants to may make a perception roll. You don't have to.
I love perceiving.
That was the wrong sheet, but okay.
It's Drake.
Okay, I did not have Saoirse on, but that second roll is Saoirse.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh God.
Okay.
Not too often listeners rolling above Jimmy.
Damn!
All
Things
right.
have been seen.
Yes.
Some
And,
stuff is happening.
So anyone that rolled over a 15, basically.
This one.
So you're standing outside this cracked dome structure that you guys landed in, right? The Care Knights landed in. Obviously the external area around it, there's rubble and there's still like dust settling and some fires burning here and there. More embers crackling than actual like open flames or anything. But as you're talking, you hear some of the rubble shift, and you hear this real soft, like, groan, like,
Above a 15 heard that?
Yeah, everybody above a 15 heard that.
Okay.
Really? Who the hell lived through that? Walk over and find out.
Someone
Rin's
lived?
going too.
Okay.
And Saoirse.
All right.
And Wilhelm
Okay.
has someone to help.
So you walk over and you see like a cut, kind of bloodied hand sticking out of the rubble, kind of reaching and trying to feel around. It's wearing like a tattered white sleeve on its arm.
Yep, not great. Better do something about that. Shift rubble carefully.
Okay. Anybody helping?
Bryn
I
is
will.
going to make an attempt at casting healing magic.
Okay.
Now, bear in mind, she has been practicing with the, sitar, trying to attune to, Cairn's magic system. And she's been doing that for quite a bit of our last sigil session.
Well, okay. Well, first off, Jimmy and Wilhelm are trying to shift the rubble. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right out that healing magic's probably gonna fail.
But Bryn's healing magic doesn't come from divine sources.
It's probably gonna fail.
Okay.
So, the people who didn't hear the groan, can we still notice the movement of the rest of the party towards the
Oh yeah, of
camp?
course.
Okay.
I mean, once it's kind of pointed out, everyone can see it. It's not hidden or anything.
Okay. Yeah, the Astus will pitch in to help Jimmy with the lifting.
Okay.
Wait, let me just double check. That's not the bad strength. Oh god. Yeah, it is. It's comical actually. They're really bad at it.
Jimmy's
well,
not particularly strong either.
With it's nothing huge, and with the amount of people working, I'm not even gonna make you roll. It's fine. You'll manage to shift the rubble away, and underneath you'll reveal a man. He's pretty beat up. Most of it's damage from falling rubble. By the looks of it, he's pretty hurt. Gripping his side, he's bleeding in several places from the head and from his chest, and one of his arms is mangled up pretty bad. He looks at you guys just shocked, like, what?
Jimmy fishes in his pockets. Yeah, something here. Aha! Potion of healing.
Genesis makes a point of staying away from this bleeding individual.
Okay.
How distasteful. Also
Just-
potentially infectable.
Just, keeping the nose and mouth situation to themselves at this point. Like,
This is wise.
we've been through this before. We don't need to do it again.
We are left with an interesting question, Church.
Mm-hmm.
Divine healing magic. Ineffective.
Yes.
Potion of healing.
Technically, a potion of healing is not divine in any way. It's alchemical or enchanted, one of the two, depending on how it was made. So, it should still work, but
Down the hatch it goes.
I will say, like, if you're coming at this guy with a flask of, like, red liquid or something,
Poor guy.
like, he's like, no, what?
Hey, listen, come on. Here, this is going to make you feel right as rain. Don't worry, we're going to get you looked at. You're going to be just
Persuasion,
alright.
yeah.
What's the
27.
point? What's the point of 17 persuasion if you don't use it?
Okay.
So
Got it.
my bedside manner is immaculate.
You're persuading him, but he looks terrified of you and everyone around you, and in the situation, like, he's gone into shock, and he's not even sure that he's seeing what's real here, you know what I mean?
That's a reasonable thing to question.
We're all chilling. Nobody's upset. Nobody's angry. We're gonna be fine. We found you in some rubble. We're gonna start dusting you off, and we're gonna help you out and get you out of there. And this looks like where you're at is pretty painful. Yeah.
He does heal 8 hit points.
I don't know. He looks pretty far gone. I think I should just give him mercy.
My brother and Shaw, you are watching his wounds knit together.
As no.
Why are you like this? Why is this guy suddenly so violent? What happened to you? Okay, face tattoos. Gonna kill everybody? Relax. Guy's alive. Stop it.
So he is feeling 8 hit points better.
Okay, it's slight, but he's still pretty beat up. You know, he was a lot of internal injuries and whatnot.
Kind of makes you wonder what he does for a living if he's got more than 8 hit points.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, that's a whole peasant right there.
Yeah.
Wow. He's a hardy stock, that one.
Can I do the medicine check? See if there are internal that needs to be treated?
As you approach,
You're
Jimmy
welcome
says,
to.
now you sure you're not going to give him any demons? He looks pretty susceptible to demons right now.
Demons? A pathogen makes you sick. It doesn't give you a demon.
I asked you if it was a kind of demon, and you
No,
said
it's
yes.
not. It makes you sick.
You can
I
see
am
the
not
wheels
giving
turning.
him demons.
Oh my god.
I am feeling more certain around this situation because even I couldn't have made this insanity up. I would like to do, I'd like to check him out in particular for a internal bleeding or internal injuries that would make moving him bad.
I would like to assist via satellite. I'm way over here. Okay? I'm not touching anyone or anything, but I can definitely see over there.
All right, yeah. Go ahead, give me your roll for medicine.
Now, normally I would do it with advantage. Is it alright if I do it as a normal roll with the caveat that I'm taking extra care to make sure that I don't get anywhere near where I can transfer any disease I have to him?
So, you're trying to give him like a checkup at a distance?
Not at a distance, but kind of making sure that I don't cough or anything near him.
Trying to be sterile.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm not going to take your advantage away from you.
Okay.
You got this.
So that's going to be a 23.
All right.
Hey.
He does have like several broken ribs. His arm is still broken. He's probably got a lung that's on the verge of collapsing. Like he's in a concussion. He's pretty messed up.
Okay.
Now, I got a few more of those if you want them.
I could also try healing him with magic.
We don't heal with magic.
Yeah. So
Well, I do.
I have questions about like.
My healing doesn't
So you-
come from the gods.
So you found that. What did you find in your role? I'm sorry. I. Kind of trying to spy on you. You know. I'm doing my best here. What was that?
That aimed at me?
Yeah. No internal injuries. Yes. No.
Yes.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
he has at least one cracked rib, which more than likely pierced his lung, causing it to deflate. In addition, he has a broken bone in his arm, and the way his pupils are responding to the light, I'm fairly certain he has a concussion.
So do we
So-
set the rib first or the? Fine. That's all the hands-on contact that's gonna be required for that stuff. Is the pierced lung filling with fluid like it traditionally would when deflated? Like the. You know what I'm trying to ask you, right? Like I don't know the
Yeah,
fancy.
if he's choking on it, yeah. Church, did I see that? The evidence of fluid in the lung?
Yeah.
Or was it just... Okay.
So we need to intimate.
Yes. The ribs are... Strenuous activity is not recommended for any of this gentleman's injuries. but the lung is the most concerning.
Mm.
If the head trauma is bad, then that is also a concern. But I'm not gonna. It priority lung, and then determining how bad the head injury is. Because if it's just a concussion, if it's swelling or such, then I might have to. I might have to go further. But lung is the first step.
I'm
Do you
standing
need me
by.
for
Just let me know
anything,
what I can
Wilhelm?
do to help you. Because I'm here. I just don't. I don't want to touch him too much, but I'm definitely, yeah.
Do you need me
Just
for
this is
anything?
like in a distance. I'm trying.
Do you need me for anything, Wilhelm?
Probably I'm gonna need to get to the lung. Not through his chest, I hope. Hoping it can go in and try to re-inflate it.
Okay. So you are going to do the procedure.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Jimmy has stepped back a couple of paces, because obviously, Wilhelm looks like he's doing something very much on purpose, and he kind of asks under his breath, "Hey, that looks like a lot of work. Why are they bothering with all that?"
Empathy.
I don't understand why they didn't ask me to heal them.
I love it.
So,
I'm gonna go
What?
find a rock over here. There's like a big rock kind of sitting off to the side, 20, 30 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit on that on the fancy rock over there, 20, 30 feet away, and just kind of meditate.
Okay.
both the Astus are standing to either side of this guy that's covered in rubble and, like, looking at Wilhelm like, what do we do?
Jimmy takes his, he's got a little pouch that he keeps the potions in. And he takes out the ones that are poison and leaves the ones that are actual potions. And he just sets that down by Wilhelm. He says, listen, if it starts to go wrong or you get tired of doing this, have those. Straight in the mouth. Works fine.
So,
I
Wilhelm.
don't understand this at
Can
all,
we-
Jimmy. Like, yes, their gods are gone, but my healing magic has never relied on the gods. They could just have asked me.
Can we perhaps lift? Well, no, we can't lift it. We can move. We're moving the rubble, right? Did we move the rubble successfully?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
rubble's gone.
Yeah.
yeah, you've moved him out of the rubble. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
So, Wilhelm, give me your role for the intubation process.
Alrighty.
We'll start with that.
Yes. That's gonna be a 17.
nice.
It's not bad. You're a little shakier than normal for you. This, like from the outside, this is a pristine and perfect operation. But for you, you're like, damn it, could have been better. But yeah, you managed to kind of take care of the lung. And based upon this, I'm going to even say that you've managed to kind of wrap the ribs as well as leaving the breathing tube out and sling the arm and brace it. Wrap the head. So, like, you've got your basic first aids taken care of. In basic field medicine as far as you can go.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of pain. I don't know if you gave him anything for that.
Honestly, I'd probably, if he was not moving around, then I wouldn't have.
Okay.
Which sounds terrible, but I was kind of in a hurry to make sure he was breathing in.
No, he's actually being a really good patient. I think he recognizes what you are. And
Can I do something?
of course.
Potentially. So I have the ability to like change my senses and stuff with Genesis.
Mhm.
Can I take away the dull the sensation of someone else? Like
Yeah, you
turn
want
off
to
their awareness and kind of lower it a little bit at least?
be psychic painkiller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a distance, from a far. I cannot express to you enough. I'm a football field away. I'm just in the lobbing distance, just trucking something over there.
It'll cost you 1 point. But beyond that, no, I'm not even gonna. I make you roll for it. We'll just
Yeah,
spend the
just-
point. You'll deaden the pain for the dude. Wilhelm finishes up the operation. For those of you who've never seen this level of medicine, it's probably a pretty fascinating and strange procedure. He kind of pushes himself up, winces a few times as he gets, kind of into a slightly seating position. He looks at Wilhelm and he's, thank you. I'm not sure what happened there. Just 1 minute we're working and then how did you get here?
It is let's not go into it doesn't make sense. What are you all doing here?
Oh, if you're not part of the operation, then I really shouldn't say. This is kind of a.
I understand, but I feel like this could be possibly important. So I'm gonna have to insist a little.
I'm here on the business of the sovereign. I've taken a vow.
Very quietly while this is going on, listener checks if this guy has a soul in there.
Yes, he does. He is alive and thriving currently.
The visual of your of that check is just like me watching you looking at his chest intently, X-ray visioning.
Imagine listener kind of looking off into the distance, scrunching his facial plate like he is whistling, and then casually just side-eyeing down at the guy to see if there's a soul in there.
Epic side eye from the plant man.
Yeah?
Plant man that has no eyes.
Side not existent eye.
Yes.
Just
Side head. There's not even really a face. There's no facial features
Side
up
head.
there.
That just sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
So,
To Wilhelm.
he's definitely got a soul, though.
Over the mental link, I say this to Wilhelm, since he'll understand the implication. Friend, this one most certainly has a soul. He seems to be a perfectly standard human. Which does still leave the question where all the other ones went.
this place is really quiet.
Well, there's plenty of
It's
bodies, but I think he's referring to the spirits specifically.
Yeah.
I feel like what they're doing might be important to that. So, Church,
Yes.
I'm gonna use what I like to call, do you know who I am?
Do you know how many names
Fair
I
enough.
have?
We haven't pulled this one out in a while.
Nonsense butcher's block.
That's a classic.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I understand. Are you familiar with Lord Connachurt? The Lordship?
Let's see. Uh-oh. Who?
No,
Oh
but
my
he's going to
God.
pretend.
Such a poor roll. Hey.
Who?
Ooh. So you're not part of that upper class. I understand.
Ouch.
That's okay.
Shots fired.
I thought with the ruffle sleeve, then he would have been fancy, but I guess.
Trust me. I am in the know. You are welcome to tell me.
You're in the know?
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. I am going to use persuasion. That's an 18.
Well, it's not bad. Not bad. It's a good roll.
Okay. So
Guy, shell shocked. He's got Wilhelm trying to big man him.
he looks at you kind of questioningly,
Well, let me.
He says, okay, let's say I believe you, and I don't mean any disrespect, but please understand this is a matter of security, and you're a fine, upstanding Bachelorite citizen, right?
Yes, allow me to introduce myself. I am Lord Wilhelm Ignatius Abernathy Medicus Conacher.
Do you work for Ephraim?
Work would be a way.
You work for Ephraim?
I don't
Would
know if I'd say
Wilhelm know
work.
who he's referring to?
Does Wilhelm know who he's referring to?
I'm fairly certain Wilhelm should.
It's very possible.
You want me to roll to see if Wilhelm knows?
Sure. Sure. It won't be a very difficult one.
What knowledge? Anything of history?
We don't have local knowledge as a skill anymore. We'll just try history. We'll try history. That'll work.
Okay. That's a
wonder-
25.
Yeah. So you'll pick out Dr. Ephraim Natus. You'll recognize the name. He's kind of top dog within the elite scientific and engineering corps. With like he actually has the ear of the sovereign. He's top dog.
I have a question.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
So, a while ago, we had this thing where we kind of saw everyone's life stories on tiles beneath our feet.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be familiar with the names, but like, will we remember the faces of the people that we saw there? Like,
Probably to a degree.
okay, relevant to this because you might be able to help someone jumpstart their memory and their history with
Yeah.
the visuals if you could give them that information
Yeah, no.
or replay it.
No harm there at all.
Sorry.
You're good.
Top dog in the engineering. I'm sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. Ephraim Natus is the top dog in the what now?
Applied sciences.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. He's like the chief scientist of the Bachelorite Empire, which, if you know how important science is to those guys.
Right, legibly, it's important.
Yes. We do work together.
So you're involved?
See, my involvement is kind of a secret. I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell you.
Oh, well.
The classic. You have to give me this classified information.
I-
Why? That's classified.
I can settle this. Hang on. He starts reaching into his coat and patting his... Ow. Oof. Patting around looking for something. Ow.
Is it
Ow.
wearing off?
No, he's just moving around and trying to dig into pockets. He's all bandaged up. He's just aggravating his wounds. But he reaches out and he pulls out this small device. It's shaped like a half sphere. And he draws down on it a small lever, which opens it up. And then presses his palm onto it. And then there's a bright flash of light and he's gone.
I was just helping him with his pain. The use of that ability is just disappears, right?
Yeah, he's long gone. Like, he's way out. You have no idea where he went.
Hmm.
It's like he's there 1 second and gone the next.
I feel dirty.
The Istus look at the space where he used to be, and they're like, "What?"
Raise an eyebrow.
How did they just do that? That was wild.
I guess they still have magic items here after all.
Does the doctor guy seem concerned?
I'd like to go now. I need a shower. I don't like my family name.
No.
Let's go.
Don't like your family name.
Genesis gives Wilhelm a reassuring pat on the shoulder.
Let me tell you a thing or two about families.
Oh no.
Oh, I can commiserate there.
There's a reason I'm Wilhelm.
You do have a lot of names, my dude. It's wild.
They're from great-grandfathers and great-grandfathers, and when you're born, you have to have this grandfather's name.
Oh man, they still do that?
I actually have that effort. He's not a pleasant man. My family held parties.
Well, that was incredibly, diverting. I was impressed.
It was only to try to figure out so I could see about helping.
Maybe he'll come back?
I look around. Would you?
Well, he did say he was gonna settle it. Presumably, if he did successfully contact someone to verify your credentials, he would need to return to find out what you would have to say about your involvement in this.
I think he might have been a better liar than you are.
Also, the credentials that came back, I don't know if I would get the information. I don't work for them. But my father is someone of well-renown.
He's not looking for you, is he? Like,
Maybe? I mean, he has my older brother.
we should
He's
probably
the heir.
We should move. We should get out of here.
Oh, speaking of renowned, Jimmy, I meant to ask you a question.
Was it?
Are you... Did you work for Stapleton Investigations?
He takes off his hat. He puts his hat back on. Yep, still me.
Genesis, it's it Jimmy from your stories that you told us the day we met Maury.
Yeah.
There's a stunned look on his face
I'm way
for a
over
while.
here.
Oh, you just pulled out the M word.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Maury... What did you say your last name was? Genesis? Wiggletongue?
Wiggle tongue, I love it.
She said Wickle. that may not have come across, but
Wiggle tongue would be very funny.
yeah.
Jimmy proceeds to insight check an entirely gormless person who is told perhaps one lie in her entire life.
Go ahead.
He tries to start saying something multiple times in a row, and he looks to be just struggling with getting the words started.
Is everything alright?
Usually I would consider this to be a particularly cruel prank, but I think most of the people with the necessary information to play this kind of cruel prank on me are dead, or alternatively, big dragons now.
I'm kind of wondering where Genesis met Maury.
You met her outside of
Abattoir.
Abattoir.
Yeah.
She actually got you guys in the gate.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maury Wickletongue was a dear friend of mine. We didn't exactly part on the best of terms, but she lives fondly in my memory.
So we met her as an Amrumar. They met her before all that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I do say in my memory specifically. Maury Wickletongue died probably seconds after I left this place.
You want to hear something wild, Jimmy?
Ah,
Do you want to hear something actually fucking wild?
I invite you to tell me something wild. I could use a pick-me-up.
Much like yourself, in many ways, it didn't take.
Jimmy looks off to the side, and he smiles very slowly.
Because we met Maury after her death.
so Jimmy, Mori is something called an Anru Marv, where they're people on Cairn where, for whatever reason, the soul just wants to keep going, so they don't leave their bodies. They're a form of undead, but they're not mindless. They're still people like they were in life.
Don't tell me old Deadhead's in charge of that, because otherwise I wouldn't have complained so much about Istu wanting to sign up.
No, it's not necessarily something governed by the lich we met previously. This it's a condition that befalls people who are of a certain temperament. They
One could certainly describe Maury as having had a temperament.
they have to be of a certain caliber. You know, it's like your the way you behaved in life gives you
Strong.
a chance to become that, right? Like,
Very strong of will.
That too.
yeah.
He seems to be trying to keep it together, but he's just smiling way too big.
You have a lot of teeth, dude.
You are far from
I
the
just
first to
noticed that.
observe.
I don't know. it's kind of uncomfortable.
In fact,
He doesn't stop smiling.
in fact, I thought I let this pack on the Orti back in Stonebridge, but Maury actually gave me this the day that we met her.
And she pulls out Maury's fiddle to show Jimmy.
I imagine he'd recognize it.
Oh yeah, no, I'll give you that one for sure.
Maury Wickleton, goddamn. Well, now I gotta live. You know, she's gonna punch me straight across the face the first time she sees me, but it'll be worth it.
She's had a good long time to practice that right hook too.
I'll just let it happen. I earned that one. Goddamn.
So, shower? Yes. We had plans. We were gonna go over there, right?
Westward ho.
Sanitization? Yes.
I regret to inform you, I'm pretty sure this place is dry as the literal bone.
But we do still need to go to the temple of the god of healing, right? Because the doctor guy over here was saying that we needed to go there, right?
We need to go to all of these sodding citadels if that is in fact where this prophecy is leading us. Sasha, would you happen to know what the end goal of the prophecy is? Or what we're supposed to do here?
Didn't the doctor say we need to go there, though?
He did want to. I mean, God, I can't even think straight now. Maury's dying. Maury's about as alive as I was. Goddamn. Yeah, sure. Let's just go. Maybe stop and have a think about it before you walk straight inside. You will be trapped in there.
Yeah, I think heading there would be the best bet.
Maybe as we go, we can kind of strategize on a way to get out.
Yeah, let's think. Let's consider. Goddamn Maury Wickleton.
So you guys know, do you know what caused the thing that trapped you in there in the first place?
Oh, absolutely.
Curses of the gods placed upon their citadels for those fools to wander into them.
Uninvited, anyways. Uninvited by the very gods themselves. You need to get... And if you do that, then you need to get the keys in order to be able to leave, but...
So,
Twice now it's required a sacrifice of a life. I'm certain there has to be I'm certain there has to be a way to get the key without doing so.
What's this dude doing?
Istu begins to say something and then doesn't. And then Genesis looks over, narrows her eyes and is like, "Were you gonna say nothing?
Narrow snake eyes. Ooh.
Come on."
I don't know exactly how dead Rat is, but he's certainly not the man we knew.
He's not dead.
He effectively became the new key of Goin's Citadel.
So the question we needed to figure out is what caused this. It's gonna become more important now when we head into this area because I don't know if did you guys spend any time looking at the thing that trapped us in there?
The barrier? Yeah, we gave it a poke.
What did you notice about it when you were poking it?
Absolutely divine.
Divine, not the divinity that we happen to have just met. Also, I'm fairly certain that one comes from, Jimmy points down.
Not exactly, but it was very close.
Very similar. And probably impassable as far as we're concerned.
So, very powerful divine magic, and I'll add this piece in that I picked up. Was recently placed there. It wasn't an existing magic that was there the entire time, and we triggered it. It was placed.
Getting played.
So it makes me wonder how many people are actually here right now. You know, if the unknown woman with the yellow eyes and the blue aura around her that we saw was capable of certain magics to change their appearance. Maybe our numbers keep getting whittled down more and more because that's what they want to happen.
Jimmy's nodding. It's Istu saying this, right?
Yeah. I mean, Genesis would have no way of knowing.
Yeah, no way of knowing any of that.
Yeah.
Jimmy's nodding along. He says, Either they want it, or they don't want to suffer the losses themselves, because the lady in that crater that they left is capable of many things, not least of which is turning us all to dust. But maybe not capable of simply walking into the citadels of the gods and taking their shit. For whatever reason,
Possibly.
divinity is strange.
They could have put up those barriers to keep their siblings out.
No, I think Istu's got the right lead here. I think maybe she's gone around and put up these barriers to make sure that we have to get the key as soon as we stumble into these places. That's a lock to ensure compliance. which means we are 100% getting played. And we gotta consider carefully whether it's worth continuing with the game.
That's why I want to know, Saoirse, if getting the keys and delivering them to this Idola is in fact the next step of the prophecy.
We heard the name now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should that
Yep,
be,
it was mentioned.
in the last session, it was part of the exposition.
Yeah, it's been mentioned. So
I swear, I've never heard of her in my life.
up ahead.
What do you think I've come all this way for?
Up ahead, as you're kind of cresting this rise that you're coming over, kind of down below you, nestled into the natural contours of Rokana's skull, you see what must have been a once pristine haven of nature, a living canvas painted by a divine hand. But now it is withering. This once vibrant location seems to have succumbed to decay and neglect in the absence of its nurturing goddess. This was once a thriving sanctuary, and is now a melancholic testament to the unchecked forces of blight. As you will immediately recognize this from the stories of old as Elifir, Shah's realm.
Sacred city.
Its architecture.
Yeah, now that couldn't be Sinufa's place. Everything's too tall.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could have seen Bodhi's.
It was I.
It was alright.
That was Argod, see, and I really would have loved to go in there.
Well, Saoirse, I don't think the spiritual musicians in there are very amenable to guests.
Nah, Jimmy's rifling through his pockets yet again. He says, "Here, hold this a second, feel warm, be careful with it, it's got a friend's soul in there."
The fucking lantern, bro?
No, that no longer has a soul in it, and it was not a friend. Now that he's pulled out Bodhi's heart.
Okay.
The one that's got.
Casually, just like a...
Here, hold this. It contains a Rakshasa that hates my guts.
Oh my god. And
He's been
then they
released.
just, like,
He gone.
have to roll to see if you can hold on to it, and you go, what?
Whoops.
It's fine. It was an artifact. It could only be destroyed on purpose.
No,
And
you.
he's out.
Yeah.
He's out. Yeah, he's gone.
No, there's actually a friend in that one.
Yeah, so no. Jimmy just kind of plops Bodhi's heart down into Saoirse's hands, and then resumes looking at the city.
Okay.
Wild.
You can still see the echoes of beauty that this at one time must have been just awe-inspiring, just breathtaking. But here on the edge of it, and you can see like a path that kind of leads down into it, not far from where you're standing. You can tell that at one time this must have been circled with radiant, ethereal waters and rivers, and just covered with flora and fauna that thrived under the goddess's care. Now it's dry and parched. Everything has wilted and withered and fallen away. The flowers are gone. You can still barely hear this kind of haunting threnody of dying echoes just faintly coming over the ridge and touching your ears. A mournful lament for an absent goddess.
This is that over the is that like
Audible.
so this audible sound coming over the hill here, that's not from the same location of the place we're headed, right? Like we're going to a location that's in the valley, right?
Yeah, that's right in front of you basically. This is you've come across this on your path.
And that song's just kind of wafting over.
It's more like a humming tone more than a song.
The Istus are like looking around to try to see where the source of this is coming from. To see like if we cross that threshold and something happens, like is there any visual indication of its source? Because we haven't been on the outside of that.
Can't tell from here.
Yeah. I just mean like as we enter, if we do decide to go into it,
You keep it
the
on
Istus are keeping
an ear
a
out.
hawk's eye, like what's happening. We're watching everything we can see. Like
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair.
Jimmy almost blithely. You know, I liked Shaw. Her followers had a good sense of how things work. They knew about life and death.
I like her too. She's kind of my mom.
Jimmy looks at you. He thinks about that one for a second. He decides for the moment not to pursue it.
She did help when we asked.
He thinks about that one for a second. He
I
gives
like
in
her.
to his curiosity.
Well,
Excuse me,
Wilhelm-
she's still around to ask?
Well, Wilhelm, I think that was an avatar of Shaw. I think that was a remnant of her power that was left on Cairn still, but not Shaw herself.
Looking into the eyes, there was more there. There was a sadness there that I don't know if they have it.
Even an avatar can be a mighty powerful thing. I met exactly one, messed me up for years. She was a nice kid, though.
Istu is like kind of bewildered. Looks at Jimmy like, who?
You never met her. You never met Phoebe. That was before. That was here. I don't think they do avatars quite as much other places.
Their eyes slightly widen. Oh.
Phoebe. I've got something from her mother to deliver to her.
Jimmy puts his head into his hand.
How do you know that name?
Oh, Queen she's a spirit, Jimmy. She's also not alive. We met her in the spirit world.
I guess that at least makes more sense.
Phoebe,
Wild.
I don't know about, though.
If she did not die in the Blight, I'm not sure what could kill her. That kid had kind of a special relationship with death.
Yeah, special companionship. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop thinking about this. Big man,
Yep.
what would Our Lady of the Grasses have kept as some sort of important key or relic?
My answer's her private garden. We weren't permitted.
Hmm.
Even my order, we weren't permitted. And we were chosen by her directly.
Hmm. How is your courage this fine day? He
This
waves
is
his
the
hand
path
at
I
you.
walk. I'm just out for a stroll. And it seems it passes through this valley.
Any step we take forward may be the one that traps us.
You gonna give in to my cousin's games that easily?
I
Cousin.
think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure we will, given our previous attempts to dip in and dip out these areas.
It did not go well. It really did not go well.
So, church.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, like, the one that's coming to mind immediately is specifically once we left the Lost Temple of Rokana back at the first arc of Cairn, but Saoirse has gotten like inklings of where she needed to go next and what she needed to do for the somnambulist prophecy without like being told, really. That's kind of how we knew to go to Abattoir. So does Saoirse have any inkling of what we need to do for this leg of the prophecy? Especially, like, you know, now that she's holding Bodhi's key, and she has a bit of the somnambulist energy and an amulet around her neck, and she also has a key, like, the actual, like, you know, golden key that she got from Evelyn that is supposedly a part of this prophecy that, you know, we haven't used yet.
No insights are coming to you at the moment, no.
Yeah, and I wish I could say I had any insight on what we actually needed to do. I've gotten them in the past, but I don't have anything.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Since Genesis is kind of hanging back from everybody else, what time is it?
That sounds like a very complicated question.
Considering where you are at the moment, yeah, that's a tough one.
Can I check the clock?
Oh, that clock.
Oh. Might it be time for the union break?
Oh my god. Imagine the fourth wall breaking. Just imagine it. I actually really meant what time it is, like with the clock, and we're about 30 minutes early for that, right?
Yeah, it's not actually time yet.
So, as far as like going on Genesis time, let's say, it's probably midday. It would be midday if you were home.
So I don't see any of the previous effects of the water clock from before.
No, if you're actually taking a look. Yeah, if you're taking a look, you have a powerful image. One that kind of makes your face go flushed, your heart race for a second. Your knees kind of go a little weak. And like, you kind of get lightheaded for a second because you see this just stunningly beautiful red-headed woman taking you by either side of your cheek and just leaning in and kissing you in a way you never knew you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any redheads.
Those are extinct on Cain.
But yeah, it makes you like go flushed and you're like, ooh.
No one else was looking, right? I just opened my backpack for a minute, looked down in there, and was like, I don't understand how that's relevant to me trying to figure out what happened to this deity, but
the shower.
Mind.
The shower would be nice, a cold one.
Never mind. We'll just put that back in the knapsack, and I'm so sorry. That was so loud. I dropped the pen, and I didn't think it would hit the desk that hard.
Good.
Yeah. So wait. Genesis saw that, not Istu. Okay.
Yeah, Genesis.
Because Istu would look over at Cinder like, you can't shapeshift, can you? Yeah, no. Okay. Good.
Sup, baby girl?
Wild. I have no context for this, and I don't know what to do with this information, but it's in my hands, and here I am. Okay. Cool.
Wilhelm was near you.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No.
If you're trying to walk away, that's fine. Or if you're trying to hide something, Wilhelm will not pry.
I do think Genesis would have been trying to hide the water clock from you because I have not shown that to anyone in the party yet.
Wilhelm's not gonna pry.
If Genesis is in the back, then let's do this for shits and giggles.
I'm behind literally everyone. I'm back here with Istu, everyone else is in
shapeshifts.
front of us. So, nah.
Rin changes form a bit out of boredom.
Uh-oh. Are we getting into shenanigans?
So,
Oh, she's been watching Shaw's Citadel like this whole time, delivering with the rest of the group up front. She's just kind of like shifting the color of her hair, like because she's bored.
Okay.
so are we going into this, or do you guys?
I see no particular alternative at this time, despite a
It's the path
intense
ahead of us,
desire for one.
and we need the keys
Can we
for a
circle
reason that
around
I'm
it?
not divulging yet.
Can we try to? Like I said, I think the sinew phase would possibly help us deal with the pathogen. Is there a way we can skirt this one and try to get the sinew phase next?
They would have been close.
Yeah, we could, but it's going to come with the same problems. We'll be just as trapped in there.
Yeah, I don't have any ideas of how to get. What you know, even what we're looking for in there, because I just don't.
We know we're looking for some sort of key. We usually didn't figure out what the key was until we entered into each of the citadels we've been into, but every time it's been obvious. Like the one in Goins was a glowing cog.
So what do you guys want to do?
Wait, a glowing rooster?
No.
Yeah, with a G, bro.
COG.
Az is old enough, he will think
Although-
that this is a medium-sized sailing vessel.
Oh my god. Back in my day, .exe.
Sorry, like,
No.
I
They've
didn't.
raised a pretty good objection. They're sick. They want to use Cinephase stuff. I'm not sure. I mean, Shaw was pretty good at healing, but a lot of the time the correct healing was death. So I don't know if that's exactly helping.
I mean, we reincarnate, so just offering somebody mercy was usually kind of how we healed them.
Yeah,
You know, put them back in the spirit tree. You know, we regenerate, grow them a new body, put them back in, and there you go. Wounds are healed. Takes a couple of years, but
Have you
when
another
you're
go around?
immortal, you know, hey, it's fine.
that doesn't work anymore, though. You know.
I'm aware, and that's why I'm on a walk.
All right.
But maybe it will again.
Do we want to
maybe
try and
we-
find Cinephase? Do you think you can hold it together through, well, probably something quite dangerous?
I don't know that Shaw's is gonna have anything that we could use, really. I would prefer Sinuphade.
Hell, let's find out.
Than try to take Shaw's mercy.
Is there any high ground nearby, Church?
Here and there, rises and crests.
Let's find a rise, one not in the immediate direction of this particular citadel, and have a look from the top of it.
Are we gonna go over to that singing over there?
The one down in the valley?
The singing was coming from
Over the hill,
Shaw's
right?
temple.
Yeah, it was,
No, it was coming from down in the valley.
Oh. Wow.
So yeah, we move one hex off to the side, and we look out from the top of this rise.
You do see another structured like settlement.
About where?
It's a good ways off in the distance.
How long of a march do you think?
It's not terrible. Not terrible.
But we're already here. We'll have to backtrack.
No, we just go around. It's fine. We'll hope that we know about how far away the barrier is, and avoid dying.
I
See,
don't know.
Yeah, preventing the two new friends here from dying to horrible demons sounds like a pretty good move.
And I don't think it particularly
not-
matters what order we go in.
It's not a demon, Jimmy. A pathogen makes you sick. It's not a demon.
Once you've cured it, you can sit me down and explain exactly what was going on.
So you know how somebody coughs directly into your mouth and makes you sick?
Yeah?
Basically, that's it.
Oh.
Done. Yeah, it just makes you sick.
Oh, wow.
Wilhelm shudders at the idea of that.
You know how like
Why
you
would people do that?
You know how like you walk up to a small child and they want to tell you a secret and they whisper, but they're doing it like this, and then they completely without covering their mouth at all. You know how you love that, and that you catch every single germ in your face.
That's what inspired the rogue sneak attack.
Oh my god, it's just the worst. And they
Rogue
can't
start
whisper
early.
at all.
You listen to secrets with your mouth wide open? How you talk to children?
Oh my god, I miss my daughter.
On such topics, both
Makes me miss
silly and terrible, we arrive at the next one.
You do. And nestled within the contours of the skull, once again, you see what must have at one time stood as a warm sanctuary of some sort. A large, naturally crafted sanctuary sculpted by the divine hand. It seems to have kind of slipped into a quiet decline. What was once a very hospitable area now echoes of a distant time that's no longer, unfortunately, here. But the architecture does mirror the comforting embrace of those of you who would remember halfling hospitality. A large, cozy, burrowed home, a small landscape adorned with intricate carvings and welcoming hearths here and there. However, the once that warmth aura that must have emanated from these locations has dwindled long ago, and leaving behind a chill that even here on the edge you can feel clinging to the very stones. It is a desolate, empty, cold place now. One that makes you shiver just looking on it.
This is sad. What happened to the halflings?
You know,
Saoirse looks down and twiddles her thumb. Twiddles her fingers together.
I don't have a good answer for that.
It's not a lie. There is
Only available answers.
There is
Bad.
no good answer for that.
Bryn sees their reaction and raises an eyebrow. That's
Alright.
nothing though.
Well, that's a halfling neighborhood. Same standard applies here as back down on the surface. Check the height of the doors.
So what are you doing?
I look on it.
Casually stroll on in.
Well, okay.
All right, who's leading?
Not
Sounds like Az.
I get a good 5, 7, maybe 10 foot head start, I guess. So it doesn't sound like they're following very quickly.
As roll a d10, please. One, two, three, four. Okay. So as you go to step over the invisible boundary of this location, right? With your left leg leading that stride, your knee strikes something that lurches back at you like it is just an explosion of force, and it shatters your leg.
Ow.
Damn.
Yikes.
You're kind of injured right now, aren't you? Or,
I wasn't.
like hit points wise, you're not near death or anything, are you?
No, I'm rather healthy.
Okay. So that's 12 points of damage.
Ow.
And your left leg is debilitated. Like the kneecap and both ends of the bones that meet at the kneecap are just shattered. Az goes down.
Alright, well, I guess I'm not supposed to go in there.
Whoa, man down. Alright. You could drag him back.
That hurt.
I will treat as.
The me that would show concern doesn't want to go over there. Because of the impending headache that's going on. There's like a quietly muffled yell of no. Oh my.
Alright, so Wilhelm, you gonna set the leg, I take it? Yeah, 29.
Yeah, with a 29.
That's Draken. So yeah, you'll...
My bad.
No, you're fine. That's no worries. Like, you can set the leg... I need to move the map over, don't I? There. You can set the leg as your movement is going to be halved for the time being, till this is fixed or repaired. You're probably going to want
twice as fast as listener.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally true.
Fair.
You're probably going to want to use something for support. A stick or staff, a glaive, whatever you have.
Oh, would you look at that? I have a quarterstaff. Here, have it.
Achoo! No, just kidding.
That was this too, so it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah.
Actually, Az already got tears, so it's quite possible he's already infected as well.
Oh.
Oh no.
Az is the third.
I keep working my way back to you, babe.
And I really wish you'd stop.
So
It's making my life a living hell.
Jimmy picks up a fragment of bone and just like chucks it through the area that Az attempted to walk through.
It strikes some type of invisible surface and ricochets back at you, narrowly missing your head.
What the hell, is somebody in there already?
Well, gods damn it, do we actually need to go in order?
Church,
Yes.
I would like to approach it. Not gonna touch it, because Wilhelm does not have hit points.
Not gonna touch it for reasons. Okay.
But I want to pull out the Halfling Book of Names that I have from back in the Halfling Village.
Okay.
I want to kind of just move the book slowly towards it.
Okay.
Off to the side, so it's not gonna, if it does bounce back, not into my chest, because that could very well kill Wilhelm.
As you get close to where the barrier actually is, you feel it begin to vibrate like it's about to have a reaction.
I'm gonna be okay? Is it?
Touch it. Just give us this. We please.
Are you just speaking out
Yeah, Wilhelm is just speaking very quietly
into the
out
void?
towards it.
Okay.
Into the void, towards the thing.
Sadly,
Genesis is trying to be as as welcoming in her energy as possible, and I think I would love to just proc this rustic hospitality one more time.
One more
just
time.
just give it to him good,
Now, Jimmy speaks up. You might be begging to the wrong god there, my friend. The barriers are not the work of the original inhabitants of the Citadel, or at least, that's the work in theory. I think Istu's got the right track.
I keep trying to find the use for this goddamn skill.
So we are once again being corralled, but not by a power that's gonna take too kindly to a pleasant request.
Hey, Church.
Yes.
I know Uki's not here,
Mm-hmm.
but from everything she's seen, could she possibly talk about what she found?
What did she find? I'm not trying to
Magic
remember.
healing kit?
Oh, God, I hate. I don't know because I hate to pull gear out, from someone who's not here. Not even saying she wouldn't, but
I know, and I understand. I
yeah.
just figured I'd
What do you
ask
need?
because
What do you need that for?
Unrelated. Did you hear my fucking spine just now?
No, we missed it.
Oh my god.
Crunch.
Was it a legendary pop?
It was so loud.
That was a good
I
one.
envy you.
Oh. I'm old.
Don't get me started. So what's the plan from here?
Well, I don't know. You can't get in, can you?
No?
Not just a me thing.
Appears to be all of us.
I think we are obligated to a quick walk back. Well,
It's interesting.
medium speed walk back.
Maybe there's like chambers. There's like we walk into one area, we're locked into it, we have to get out. And then once we get out, the other area's barriers are reduced. And then we can get into that one, and then we're locked into it, and then we have to get out of it, right? Like,
Yeah, that is what
What?
it sounds like.
I don't think we've ever tried to go past a level, really.
I hate it so much.
So we do have to do these in order, then, is what we're finding.
That is what it's looking like.
So we actually do have to see the straw area next, and then we have to figure out how to get us all out of it.
Well,
Unfortunate.
So we're heading back? Is that what's happening?
heading back as soon as Az is in walking condition. I don't know what exactly the status is there.
We can hobble along.
I mean, I've turned my hand and arm into a sword a dozen times. So I think just like fixing leg bones would be something that he'd be able to do.
Potentially.
Can I try to just like fix my leg bones? Because he's reshaped his own bones and did before he's reshaped them back.
Remember where you
thing,
pull
maybe?
that? Remember where you pull that power from, though. That particular power.
Yeah, he's close by. Maybe.
Maybe he'll come do
Maybe
you a
it'll-
favor.
Gosh, I really don't want to owe him a favor.
Oh no, this is an even more exciting question actually. Have you drawn artist power on the moon yet?
I don't think he has,
I
though.
don't think you've had
No,
Who has dominion over the moon?
me.
Well, soon, hopefully, but like right now though.
No, I mean me, because I've already got moon dust tattooed in my hand.
If you're gonna
that was
borrow
planting
power.
No, that was planting my flag.
Oh, okay.
This is
So
mine
can you
now.
is Az about to lay claim to all the powers of the moon, which is a goddess's head?
I think you're finally starting to see the end of the prophecy.
Okay.
Yes.
All I can think of is that one comedian. But do you have a flag?
Well,
You're starting to clue in on like what Az decided he had to do with the gods being gone. And then he got his bit of enhanced cosmic understanding with the mother's head dust tattoo.
Mhm.
And that
What?
changed opened some have to do a bad thing.
I'm super curious to see what happens. Do it, brother. Draw the power. I want to see.
It's not time yet.
Alright.
Speaking of time, I find myself wondering if there's a reason that Az couldn't enter, and there's a reason we can't enter it with Az.
What's that?
Maybe he was supposed to lead us into Shaw's area first. And it didn't. This barrier can't tell who we need to leave, does it? Like, there's no way that's possible. Did I witness
Well, it's
anything when
really-
they pinged against it? Or-
I mean, I'm probably just straight up not allowed in other gods' temples. You know, kind of. That's maybe an act of aggression or warfare that breaks divine law.
It would appear that we couldn't enter either,
But
even without you.
So it's just an order that we need to go in. It's not like a prediction.
I would assume so.
Yeah, it's gonna be real fun to figure out later. Did either of me notice anything happen when Az pinged against the wall there, stepping over?
It was violent. The reaction was violent.
But I was specifically keeping an eye out for any sources of that magic.
No, nothing that stood out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't see anything.
We arrive at Shaw's Citadel, the fabled city.
Are we going into Elifir? Is that what I'm hearing?
Is there a barrier around this one?
Would you like to go see?
I hobble casually forward.
Okay. Nothing inhibits your walk.
These dudes are gonna hang back behind everyone else and try to see if there's any visual indication of anyone casting anything while we walk towards this. Genesis is back with Wilhelm.
Okay.
And we're just kind of careful.
Well, let's switch the map.
Oh?
Blammo.
I would like to be the last people that walk in here, and is to Segundus specifically to be the last.
Oh, hang on, let's see here. So Genesis. Something again.
So we're on the sigil map,
Oh my
not
God,
the.
there's so many
Karen one.
names here.
Okay.
So I will put this in your hands. There you go. So you can get Genesis. Saoirse, you're actually here, so we should be able to just pull as. Make him a little bigger. And Saoirse.
We need to update Lister's token.
That's the one attached to his sheet.
Yep, I haven't changed it in a minute. And I don't own that one. I think the permissions are a little wonked.
And
Really? Because you should be able to update the tokens now.
there's Wilhelm. Alright, so if anyone can't move something, let me know and we'll deal with it as we go.
Yeah, I can't move, listen.
Listener, let's fix that. Yeah, alright, boom. Should be able to now.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so
Listener would have been out front with us.
So this sanctuary, the Sylvan Sanctuary, Elifir, like I said, it does stand in a horrible state of disrepair. The
Is
ones
this where we should start our union break?
we can.
I think that's a good spot for our union break, actually, and then we can do the whole
Yeah. No worries.
get into the
Get some caffeine in us too. And stay awake.
Yeah, I could totally
Yeah.
use some.
All right. In that case, we'll be right back after this word from our bladders. Stay tuned.
Don't touch that dial.
All right, we're back. We had to come back. The soundboard was going crazy. No way in our fault was that. Might need to
It's a
switch some of those words
technology we
around.
can't possibly be trusted with. Yet have it we do.
We do.
Yes.
We sure do. So now, here we are. Yes, I did let the cast know your suggestion, Sharon. They were really sad that we couldn't do it again. But here we are, amidst the ruined legacy of Elifir, now a shadow of its former glory. It speaks to a time when the natural world and elven kin flourished under the benevolent care of Shah. The realm's legacy is one of regret now, but remains still a testament to the unraveling beauty of nature and the elves in the absence of their goddess. Elifir, even though it has just now been rediscovered, you can tell, like you can feel it in the very bones of the place, no pun intended, that it yearns for the return of its nurturing deity and the restoration of its once vibrant splendor, almost as if it wants to just draw from something that's not there. It's thirsty, it's hungry. Not in a scary way. I have to put that out there. We've been playing this game for a long time. Once again, you do, as you go closer into the center of this realm, you hear that kind of dim, I'm going to continue to use the word threnody, these dying echoes, this mournful kind of tone. Yeah, thirsty in a Friday night at the club kind of way. Yeah, that's fair. The path before you does open up, and it's somber and quiet. Every now and then you hear this kind of rustling of dry leaves and twigs, and there's a slight breeze that seems to come through the place, even though you're not really sure where it comes from. The once fertile grounds are now fallow, and the air is just filled with the scent of rotten vegetation. And as it opens up before you, you see ahead of you, as you would probably know this, that the heart of Elifir supposedly stood the Elder Tree Warden, which was a colossal tree infused with Shah's divine presence. And at one point, this was the divine focal point through which all elven ritual and communion would come through to reach the goddess. And it now stands as a weathered sentinel, its once lustrous leaves now a skeletal silhouette against the darkened starry sky.
Oh yeah, I was here once. Where I got my tattoos.
So,
Listener in your mind. And you forgot?
Well, I mean, I was only here for a little bit.
How
I
many
imagine
places
it
can
was
you
in
be?
its splendor then.
It was a lot more beautiful back then.
How many places would you have gone to with a lifespan as long as that? I mean,
I've been places.
apparently.
I got around.
so, but where would we find the key?
Your question is met at first with silence, and then the light rustling of footsteps upon dead leaves.
Oh, here comes a sodding nether Burke.
Powers take an interest.
And from around the tree, much to Genesis's surprise, is a stunningly beautiful red-haired woman wearing a long green gown.
No, 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 no.
Someone has arrived.
I have dropped the ink pen in shame and no.
Every step she takes is made with purpose and a grace that just is thrilling to watch. The way her hair moves and cascades around her shoulders. The way that
An existential crisis.
the way that the soft green fabric seems to shift and move in perfect harmony with her body. The smile that creases the very edge of her lips and the twinkle in her eye. The dotted freckles across her nose. There's this warmth, this welcoming wonder. Everyone who sees her is just taken in a way. She's stunning, beautiful to see. Here.
Why are you
Let's put the picture up.
Why? Why? Why you do this to me in particular? Why?
Oh, that's not going to be pronounceable.
Oh God, no. Nah. I'm sorry. I just I'm not
All right,
no.
enlighten us, Church. How does one pronounce BHFH in Irish?
Well, her name, when we get to there, is Morgana Dufinineth.
I'm just gonna put this out there.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like Leah.
Hmm?
The face that Bryn shapeshifted into way back when.
That's funny.
Oh, I had forgotten.
But yeah,
Well.
she looks around to each of you quietly, just smiling, friendly.
Bryn will look over, like glance over to Jimmy and chuckle.
All right.
Should I recognize this person?
No. She doesn't ring any bells for you. As you're contemplating what to do next, she reaches up with one soft, gentle white hand and gives you guys all a flirtatious little wave.
Wave back.
Well, there we go. I was sure not all of you were going to be quite so shy. Don't be afraid. Come on out, let's have a look at you.
Question for listener.
Mm-hmm.
Is this another psychic void, or does this creature have a mind that is accessible to him?
Appears to have a mind. It's not a void.
Okay. That's a start. I do it. I reach out. God help me.
So you reach out?
Yep.
Okay. The moment you make contact, it's like you feel a psychic hand like grab your psychic presence, like by the throat. And you hear her voice in your mind, listener, say, "I've not got time for the likes of you, plant man. Keep to yourself. This has nothing to do with you." And she lets go.
He takes a moment to warn as...
Although-
she does possess a psyche, but she is somewhat rude about it.
I will say her expression never changed.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a flinch, no.
All right, I'll walk over. Hobble over, kind
You
Bryn will
hobble over.
mumble under her
Totally.
breath. What was that? A living hand even?
She'll meander up to you as slowly kind of circle you, looking you up and down, almost hungrily. And then she'll focus on your leg. And you, oh, poor dear. What happened?
I just stubbed my toe a little bit. It'll be fine.
Oh, no, that simply will not do. The champion coming to Shah's realm and injured without receiving care, that's simply an abhorrent thing. Love, allow me. Do you mind?
I don't think I could stop you.
She reaches down and kind of her fingers brush along your chest and then down along your thigh real slow until she reaches your knee, and you feel this kind of warm pulse of energy, and you feel the bones knitting back together. And if you do nothing to stop her, it heals.
I do nothing to prevent her from continuing her work. She's clearly trained in the old ways.
That is wild.
Mm-hmm. She finishes and stands back up, and kind of when she comes back up to her full height, she's like nose to nose with you, and you can just smell this overwhelming sensation of like these scents that overwhelm your senses, and it kind of makes your head swim for a moment. Your heart kind of races in a way it hasn't in a long, long time, and she giggles a little and reaches up and boops you on the nose
Aerosolized psychotropics.
before twirling away to that little stone wall and leaning over on it, her bosom's heaving, looking each of you up and down.
Blink, blink.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm back here. This is great. What's that weird lady doing? Alright, y'all, yeah. Let's do some this. Just in the back, like, guys.
Doing Istu things. Secret Istu things.
Keeping an eye out, watching the barrier, making sure that we're not like, are we trapped? Are we trapped? Can we?
We're probably like a little trapped.
Do we know exactly when we're trapped? Are we looking exactly at the ball? Are we making sure we're paying attention?
We gotta be mostly trapped by now.
Yeah.
Head on a swivel?
What brings so many people to Elifir after so long? No one's been here.
Oh,
Not-
Church.
Yes.
I am now within a reasonable radius of this new creature.
Yeah.
May I know the variety of its power? Is it divine, eldritch, aberrant?
Who's checking?
I'm checking. Jimmy's checking.
Jimmy's checking?
Yeah. If it's not those three, I don't get to know. But if it's one of those three, I would know.
What are the three again? Sorry.
Divine, eldritch, aberrant.
None of those three, but there is some aberration to it.
You got a little schmutz on your aura there.
Exactly.
Anything that Bryn might pick up, perchance?
What is Bryn trying to do to pick up on it?
I don't know. She sensed energy of things before by just sort of reaching out and focusing. It's something that she definitely has done in the past, but yeah, I can't remember the
Well,
exact.
let me be more specific. What are you trying to determine? Let's try that.
Whether she is non-humanoid and like what sort of energy is she giving off? Because Bryn has detected the presence of void energy in the past. I was thinking maybe she could pick up any Fey energy if she's Fey or like that sort of deal.
Okay.
Just sort of sense, feel the edges of that energetic fabric sort of deal.
Tell you what, give me an investigation. We'll do investigation if you want. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's definitely Fae. You can't place what type, what court, where from, but definitely Fae. A full Fae.
So, has Jimmy, like, indicated at all, like, even in body movements, that he was trying to detect what she is?
It's not really an active ability, so probably not.
He's just looking at her. Looking at
Well,
her real hard.
Anyways, I think Bryn is going to give Jimmy a quick elbow, glance at Jimmy, and then she'll point at her ears. Bryn's own ears.
Jimmy looks over and then looks back, and he puts on the face that he puts on when he's in the presence of somebody he suspects is a better liar than him.
That is potentially possible, yeah. So she's looking around. Nobody's really answered her yet.
I'm just out for a stroll, but there's talk of prophecy.
Yeah, I was waiting for prophecy.exe to proc anyway. Yeah, I think this was basically why we found ourselves here. I don't want to risk a chance of speaking to this person again because I don't know what their intentions are. The vision in the thing, the pool of water there, the old time clock, has me with some questions. So I'm just gonna tell you guys.
I mean,
Raises a finger like the guy in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Sus.
Sirish will pipe up.
We're here to collect the keys from all of the citadels.
Oh, cousin. Sweet, dear, innocent thing you are, aren't you? You've got quite a road ahead of you. But I'm more than happy to help you. Of course I am. Once again, her eyes kind of drift across the group. You notice that they linger just a little longer than the others when they pass over Genesis.
Strange question, Church.
Uh-huh.
At the time of the Blight, as far as Jimmy would have known, not much of a Fey presence in Cairn.
Not openly, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not on the Crescent.
Yeah, specifically as far as Jimmy would have known.
It wouldn't have been something that he probably would have delved into, no.
Because they probably weren't telling like fairy stories in the sense of interactions with the actual Fae. Like the only fairy stories would have been the origin myths of like the Shanakesians.
Yeah, and at the time, most of the Beck thought that they were just crazy, and they were actually like formed from elves, like long time ago, and that they're effectively half-elves that became their own thing. This kind of only came out, this knowledge that they have Fae origins, after the Blight.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been, especially Jimmy. He was an urbanite.
Yeah. He was a city boy.
Took the Blight and the Volrestad to make people go, oh shit, they were probably telling the truth.
So you've only come for a key and nothing else?
Well, I wanted to see how bad things had gotten.
But as you can see,
Quite bad.
changed. This is all just a part of nature, isn't it?
It's just a part of the cycle, but
Just not one you've seen yet.
It's the depressing part of the cycle.
Many would say the same about winter.
I would like to insight check the redhead.
Go for it. Is
Wait,
it-
when she says many would say the same about winter, that's a court hint, isn't it?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
In character, Bryn would like to figure that out.
What'd you get there?
27. Yes.
Biggins.
27. That's not bad.
Bryn's mother is.
I'm sorry, this is a good lie.
A very good.
Yeah, you're going up against a fairy.
She seems really on the level and incredibly, really attractive. You're very curious about her.
You try to look into your soul, and all you get is this gif of the dancing lizard that you've posted in the Discord. That's all that's going on in there.
And Bryn, you're trying to figure out what now?
If that statement she made about winter, if that is a hint at whether she is Seelie or unseelie.
I'll give you a same thing. We'll do insight.
Okay.
Let's see if you can see through her. This doesn't mean she's lying, by the way. Just so we're clear.
Just means she could if she wanted.
Not really sure. Like I said, you're not really sure what she is, other than the core, you know?
Yeah.
Alright. Jimmy's watching this carefully. He's not even attempting to evaluate the truth or falsity of her statements. He wants to know one thing.
Mm-hmm.
How much control does she have over her presentation right now? One liar to another. He is evaluating the talent.
You're trying to see if she's a good liar?
Yes.
It's an interesting
He
one.
knows she's a good liar. Like off the cuff, he knows this. He's trying to tell exactly what he's up against here.
You want to try an insight again?
Why not? Ha!
Damn.
Let me rephrase this one. Can I rephrase this one?
Yeah.
He is investigating specifically. He's not, like I said, he's not trying to see through the lies, which is the proper use of insight. He is watching the details.
Well,
He is examining the control over the face and the voice.
I'll say, I think insight would still probably be more relevant, but
Nah, fair enough.
I will say, like, she's the stone wall you never knew existed. Like, you pray to whatever you hold dear that you never have to play poker with this woman.
Jimmy takes off his hat. He places it across his heart. He gives a small bow directly at her.
Well, now I'm not royalty, love, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Amongst my kind, you were. And they didn't even think you really existed.
Well, if you keep talking so pretty to me like that, I might be willing to take you aside and talk to you about making royalty for you again.
Jimmy, if she lays it on, it might be possible to make Jimmy blush. He knows the level of persuasion he's working with here. But he looks to the side and he waves his hand a little bit. And he says, "Oh no, I know when I'm outclassed." I'm taken besides.
Anyway,
I'll leave this one to the professionals.
Everyone's getting uncomfortable.
so
And dating
I
royalty
just
at
have
that.
questions. I just don't know what to ask, you know? Like I'm
Yeah.
sure there's something we should know by now, but I just don't get it. And then the other two me's are like looking at the boundaries of this area that we walked into and kind of like trying to make sure we're not getting trapped in here again, because that's the overarching concern, right?
You'd have to walk back to the edges to see if you're trapped.
Yeah, I think S2 Segundos is going to keep busy doing that, walking back and forth to
Alright.
see.
But if you walk back to the borders, you'll find the barrier there again.
Oh, okay.
Trapped as hell.
I'll start studying this and see if there's anything I can figure out here, because it's interesting. I don't really know what I would find. You know, is it the same energy as before? Is it recent divine energy? Is it
Same as before.
and I didn't see anything being casted when we walked over the barrier?
No. I mean, unless maybe she cast something from out of sight, but it'd have to be a pretty big spell.
Everyone here. I don't know. I guess the Is2 Segundos will come back up and make sure that Cinder and the other Is2 Prime know that we're trapped now. And, you know, Dome has been enacted.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, even the harshest winters eventually must give way to spring.
Yes,
When you name drop yourself.
And who doesn't appreciate the gentle warming of the loins in preparation of the fertile moments yet to come?
Wild. Wild.
You're a quiet bunch.
Yeah, I mean,
You've come for a key, I know, and here I am playing me games with you. But we have time. All the
yeah,
time
we're
in
trapped
the
in
world.
here again. I mean,
Trapped? No.
yes.
Who said that, by the way?
Is2 Prime. Having received the information from Is2 Segundos in the back.
Okay. And let's see here. This is Prime. Okay. So she'll sidle.
Not indicative of which one is the original, by the way. Just,
She sidles over to Is2 Prime. Kind of leans over the wall. Looks you in the eyes. It's a heavenly sensation. Even for Is2. It's awakening things in Is2 that Is2 didn't know were there to awaken.
ew! Alright, fair enough. What do I need to do to take a calculated step backward? Cinder is right behind me.
Just bump into him, it's fine.
I'm not gonna say it hasn't happened before. Collision. Sorry. Just wait.
Another shy one.
I just don't know what sort of hocus pocus this is, because it's the same sort of uneasiness I get around that one, and they pointed to Jimmy, like, do you ever just get the feeling someone could convince you to just do anything, and you're like, I don't really want to be convinced. Thanks. Like,
She shrugs and smiles and winks at you.
of course you don't, but I mean, I just lesser beings, I guess. I don't know.
And with your timidity, she slowly drifts her gaze until it lands once again on Genesis, and she locks eyes with you. What of you, love? Time for a dance.
Me? No, I all left feet this one.
I have been told the Ventrite people are fine dancers. Sultry, even. That they move like the sands across the desert. And each one has the heat of the sun that never burns those sands deep in their hearts. Just a taste.
Perhaps if I put the plant guy in my line of sight.
the see-through plant guy.
He is mostly
transparent. I mean, I just don't.
He's got a bramble of flowers growing out of him.
He's got a bramble somewhere.
He looks like a flowering bush that you can, like, see through the gas.
As you move to hide behind him, he sort of pings your brain. He says, "That's probably smart. She's a lot less pleasant on the inside."
Oh, God. I would ask you how you know that, but I have all sorts of questions, and I don't know the words for the questions that I want to ask because I have no idea what I'm asking.
Poor innocent listener.
So, yeah, I mean, I feel like we should be asking something, but I just don't have the courage to try to figure out if we're hearing the truth when we get the answer for it, right? Like,
oh, there's no way to know.
I think this might be the scariest encounter you guys have had yet for you guys. Like,
we're usually
I'm
pretty good at the
literally-
whole line thing.
Everyone's
I'm terrified. I am.
Jimmy works up the nerve.
Alright.
Bryn is measuring her words and her reactions very carefully, because she knows on a much deeper level how these things go.
Now, impertinent question, if you don't mind.
Okay.
This is in character from Jimmy to her.
Okay.
Now, we've been met by a few welcoming parties up to this point. They seem to be representing some sort of new pantheon coming into existence for Cairn. I assume you're here representing your side?
Oh, bother. Straight to business, are we?
I've been harried and hounded across the multiverse at this point. If I get to rest, it'll be sometime next year, when I'm dead again.
We could do this in such an easier fashion. Could you stay here with me? Forget all this nonsense.
Yeah, but we have stuff we have to do. Like, we gotta keep going. Like,
Bryn will give her a stern look, and she will say, in Sylvan to her, "He is mine, darling, and we're not exactly here to play politics and games."
Jimmy does not speak Sylvan.
never really was one for settling down anyway. It's fine.
She throws you a side eye, Bryn.
My knees literally bobbing like IRL. Like, let's go. Let's go.
She throws you a side eye. And in Sylvan, she answers. She says, "Oh, cousin, don't step too deep now. The mulch only goes so far."
She'll respond, "Best watch yourself as well. Your step, I mean. Best watch your step as well."
She reverts back to a common language again and shakes her head that smile still hanging on, unfazed. She says, well, I suppose it'll be all business then. Though I've still got my eyes on a couple of you. She kind of flashes a glance towards Genesis again.
I just stepped out. I just
Listener stands as wide as he can.
So you've come for the key, have ya? Do you even know what it is you're looking for?
No. No. No.
Jimmy does a kind of underhanded point at the big tree. Looks pretty important.
Some of us don't know. I mean, others might have a closer clue than others, but like I'm not from here, so.
She meanders back to the tree, kind of brushing Az across the shoulders as she goes. And she runs her fingers up the skeletal remains of this once proud and incredible tree. She says, oh, poor dear. Never did recover after Shaw took that hit. It's a shame, really. It was quite magnificent once. Wouldn't you agree?
That's what I was trying to tell him. It was quite beautiful back then.
Do you remember? Do you remember it in your heart?
I do, every day.
She holds a hand out to you, Az.
I'll take the hand.
She leads you gently over to the tree. That warm touch kind of sending tingles through your arm. And she very gently places your hand, palm up front on the tree, with her hand kind of over top of yours. And she looks over at you with that smile again. She says, then why don't you ask the tree for the key?
Careful, big man. That's killed a couple people so far.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I have righteousness on my side.
So what are you doing?
I'll ask the tree to reveal the key.
Okay. Give me your ability roll, like your power roll when you use your artist ability. Solid. 2 years.
Big number.
Big number.
So, as you do this, you feel that surge of power, like when you channel your artist abilities, kind of rush through her into you and into the tree. And the tree begins to morph and change. You can hear it crackling and popping as the gnarled, twisted cords of wood begin to kind of separate and push. And then inside, you see this dull light shining through the opening that forms. And within it is just about the size of a heart. A crystalline orb. You can see it as just inside. There's a dull glow coming from within it. And the surface is marred and cracked, and bits of have shattered and stayed in place. And as the tree opens up, that mournful tune that you guys have been hearing gets slightly louder, slightly more urgent. And then it stops. And all you hear is that tonal song kind of mumbling its way out through the hole in the tree. And she very gently lets go of your hand and clasps her hands in front of her. And she says, well, I suppose my work here is done. I had hoped for something more. She kind of flashes a glance back at Genesis with a smile and a wink.
I would love nothing more to come closer, but I just, for the sake of your safety, I find myself ill, and I don't know if it's something that you could touch to heal.
Are you saying that to her?
Yes.
Oh, are you sick?
So
Are you sick, wee lass?
There there's this thing that we've been ill with for a few days. We've been trying to figure out how to cure it, but our efforts have been, less than less than successful. Oh God, she's coming over here.
She saunters over to the wall, and she holds both her hands out in your direction, beckoning you to come to her.
With all the fortitude in Genesis's body, she's really just gonna try so hard not to cough on this lady. And we're gonna sneeze, breathe, and cough in any other way except for at her, because cautiously, very with a lot of deference, with a lot of the social stuff. Yes. Words in English that I do speak. Yep.
I'm imagining this is Genesis's reaction too.
Out loud, Bryn will say to Genesis, "Darling, don't receive what you are not willing to give in turn, in equal measure."
I don't.
She leans in as you get closer, Genesis. She whispers, "Never trust a changeling, sweetheart. You know, they were swapped at birth generally, right? Listen, come here." She reaches her hands forward towards both sides of your face.
Not as nice on the inside.
I don't know if this is a good decision, but I can't tell. But I can't check and see because I can't tell.
That's fair. Which decision would you make?
She's totally trustworthy.
Yeah. How you handle this is...
If Az says it's okay.
Yeah, you can pull away at any time if you want, just so we're
It's
clear.
fine. She fixed my leg. See, look, I'll jump on one leg.
It's true.
Genesis has repaired
she's really
Az's
nice.
brain manually twice. Oh yeah, if Az says it's true, it's fine.
Are you pulling back? Are you stopping her?
I think I would ask, is this going to cost something that I can't pay? Is there a cost for this?
A cost?
What? No, she offers you a kindness because you're friends of the champion.
Sweet girl.
Bryn shakes her head.
You've got very little that I want. But I suppose there will be a slight pleasurable trade involved. Nothing you certainly can't do without, though. Come to me.
That asking the question is not insulting.
She's still smiling at you. So if you don't stop her, she will place a hand on each cheek. Your senses are just filled with this fragrance of her hair, and her pheromones are driving your brain into electrical overload. Your heart's pounding. You kind of have
All this stuff is going on. I'm inclined to trust her anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
this is the excitement.
Yeah, well, Az and Genesis have been kind of working closely about working on trying to control the voices and all this stuff, and recent events have brought her to a better understanding of how it is to struggle with that stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean somebody is incapacitated,
Okay.
just because they have to battle with that, and getting rid of this illness that is plaguing Wilhelm, now because he caught it from me.
Well, I will say this, and just to make this as painless as possible, if you don't stop her,
Yeah.
she will draw you forward and lean in and lock lips with you. And it is, to coin the phrase, the kiss by which all others will be measured and found wanting. Your heart speeds up, you're lightheaded, you break out in a cold sweat, you're trembling with excitement. Your knees are weak, and when she lets go and draws slowly back, releasing you gently, you almost fall on your haunches just because you're having a hard time maintaining muscle control. She winks at you and wipes her lip. And Istu, Cinder, Saoirse, and Bryn. You know what? I'll give you everyone. Everyone kind of notices when she wipes her lip, there's a slight crimson stain that she rubs into her knuckle.
I take a knee, and it's not really clear if it's out of respect or out of physical weakness. Momentarily, we're just gonna take a quiet little knee here, and keep our eyes averted.
So, let me see here. So, now it's not physical damage, but you did just take 14 points of damage.
Are you okay?
That wouldn't kill you or anything, would it?
Let me just... no.
Okay.
Let's see. I can do math. Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you almost don't notice, really. Like, you feel kind of drained, but you're having a hard time distinguishing, like, is this just the kiss, or did something else happen? She pulls away, like she said, she wipes a kind of slight crimson stain from her lips, rubs it into her knuckle with her thumb, smiles and winks at you. And,
The headache's gone away?
the headache is gone.
So relieved to have my own brain back.
And with that, she walks over to the tree, reaches in, grabs the orb gently, and then hands it to Az.
I'll take the orb.
You take the orb. It's warm in your touch. She says, "Your price has been paid." I do wish we could have spent more time together. But I suppose you have more pressing matters to attend to. I do hope that one will come back, won't you, love? You could find me here.
Back? I don't know if back is gonna be an option when we get where we're going, but
Well, if you ever make it home, love, come down to the Arvan archipelago. Go deep, as far south as you can. Just whisper my name, Morgana, to the nearest trees once things go a little dark. I'll find you. We can pick up where we left off. Aye?
I would think it rude not to keep you in mind after the gift that I've been given.
Oh, you flatter me.
Stop making people sick. That's such a gift. If it's over, this is actually huge.
You're all free to go, if that be your choice.
There's not a... Oh, wow, okay. Genesis looks at his too. No? Huh? Deschaingun just looks behind themselves, like... Huh? I could have sworn there was a dome there 3 seconds ago.
If you test it, it does appear that the dome has vanished. The field is gone.
guys. We didn't have to lose a person to get this one. Well, that's awesome.
Quietly suspicious.
Bryn also quietly suspicious. Bryn will glance over at Jimmy whenever Is2 says that.
He shrugs. Yeah. Hard to tell what you lose on that deal. Oh, listener would say something to Genesis, though. It took me a while to remember. It's been so long, and it was never part of my duties within the collective. You might call her kind neighbors to the Ogham. Not exactly friendly neighbors. Are you all right?
I don't know. I feel better than I did earlier. But
That
I
is
think you've massively underestimated the cost that I'd be willing to pay to not get you sick with what I had, or have, or will have had.
Now you have a new disease. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Wilhelm
my
still has
God.
it.
Wilhelm does still have it.
Wilhelm didn't take
Wait,
the cure because he
you
doesn't
don't-
trust what's going on.
You know, it's not very scientific, I guess.
This is good though. It gives us a reason to come back, right? Right? If it works and it's fine and there are no side effects, then we can risk bringing Wilhelm back to be healed if worst comes to worst. If what he's working on doesn't work, right? But in the meantime, I'm not getting other people contaminated, and we just have one person to watch in terms of contagion.
Side effects here is
Yeah.
relative, I guess you could say.
The all-powerful psychic woman no longer has the the psychosis. I suppose
an
that's
I don't think you guys appreciate the bullet that's been dodged here.
No, you take some deals sometimes. If you got to deal with the Fae, maybe you just kind of deal with the Fae sometimes.
I mean, I think that Aventrite, more than anyone in this blight-stricken world, would be more willing to deal with a fake creature because of that camaraderie, that history that they have with them. You know,
yeah, that and their anarchistic nature. They're a little fly by the seat of their
agreements that
pants.
we have with the Galduina and stuff like that. Like we
The
trade with
Ogham
them.
Deal with them, but kind of in a, stand at the fence and shake your fist across it sort of way.
Yeah, we're more close than that though. We have to be because we travel the wastes together. Like we would need to have that sort of understanding with people.
With the Galduina, yeah.
Right.
Saoirse returns to her position by Genesis's side once she hears that she's cured.
You don't have to judge them as much. We're just gonna.
So, are you guys gonna hang out here and maybe indulge Morgana in more lovely kissy shenanigans, or?
Unless Az insists, it's time to clear the premises.
I mean, we could probably stay for a day, right?
If we can leave, shouldn't we? We still need to go to see the Sinufe for Wilhelm.
Yeah, but it'll be there tomorrow.
As is like,
No,
I like it
but
here.
It's getting worse. It's
This
getting
place
progressively worse.
it used to be more beautiful here, but it's still a pretty great place. We could get a rest in. You could, I think we'd be safe. You could have a nap.
Forgot to share that with you,
Do
by the way.
we think
Ooh,
that?
shiny.
Ooh, what's that?
That's
Do
the.
we think that staying would be okay? What does everyone else think? I know Wilhelm's not really feeling all that well, and maybe listener, you could use a rest as well, potentially.
It's time for us to move on, I believe.
Okay, well, thank you for your hospitality, Morgana. I have a feeling our paths will cross again.
I hope so. In fact, I'm sure they will at some point. Never wear. As for you, dear friends, Slanowalia.
Speak neither Sylvan nor Irish.
Slanowalia.
Bryn will say back in Sylvan, Nignavin sends her regards from her demon in the Feywild, and give away as she walks out.
She actually chuckles a little bit, but makes no move to stop any of you. Now, as I'm going to give you that you know what this artifact that you're holding is, just based upon who you are and your accessibility to lore, as far as the elven lore goes.
Mm-hmm.
This is Lironath, the heart of the verdant choir.
Ooh.
Originally, this was a magnificent crystalline sphere, like a whole sphere, and it was suspended within the heartwood of the divine tree there. It was a vessel for the collective songs of all elven spirits, and used to sing with a harmonious choir of millions, and it would resonate in perpetual harmony, just mirroring the ever-changing tapestry of the natural world. And within it, the melodies would weave together in intricate patterns, reflecting the cycles of life and the ebb and flow of seasons and the interconnectedness of all living beings beneath Shah's domain. However, with the taint of corruption, the songs, and of course the elven spirits, as you know, kind of grew faint. And once, where it used to glow with this big bright radiant light, as you can see, it's now just a tattered remnant of what it used to be. It's cracked and it's got fissures in it, and the chorus of elven spirits has dwindled horribly, and it's just an echo of what it used to be, the magnificence that it used to have. It's just a sad tonal melody now, and the words every now and then, you can almost feel the words that come out of it in elven, and just songs of loss and longing and lament and fading beauty, and the dwindling of the elven species. It doesn't sing a vibrant joy anymore. Instead, it's just melancholy and sorrow, a reflection of despair, because the only spirits that remain tied to it are either broken or trapped, never to be reborn again, unless the tree, the actual spirit tree itself, is healed somehow. But that is the artifact you're holding.
It'd be funny to hold up the seed of the spirit tree that Az has and see if the melody changes.
I mean, the thing in the other pocket?
Yeah, well, the melody's based on the spirits of elven kind.
Yeah, see, like if the spirits can, like, sense the presence of the seed.
It's diminished because they're not regenerating like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right,
every elf
but-
that dies now does not go back to the tree, they die. Their spirits are left to wander.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You said that there are spirits trapped in the artifact, so I was wondering if you could hold the seed up to the artifact.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, they
No,
would go, oh?
I get what you're saying. They're not sentient in that regard, though. It's kind of
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I just don't want to give hope.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to see if there was a reaction.
No, this is just kind of like where all elven soul energy rests in the reincarnation cycle. Like when it's not.
To it. Shaw used to love to listen to them sing. The spirits of her people. In
That's why
perpetual motion.
It's why we willingly returned ourselves to the tree before or when we achieved perfection.
But yes, you do have that now. And you do make your way out. Morgana kind of walks behind the tree and, You never see her come out the other side. As you make your way back to the surface of the Mother's Head, that dusty, desolate area, and I'm assuming return your journey westward.
Yep, westward back toward Sinifier's temple.
Okay. And that actually is a great place for us to bring it to a close.
Indeed.
Tonight was interesting.
Yep.
I don't get to play the sultry seductus very often.
You gotta need a shower now, Sam?
Yeah. We probably all are. I hope it didn't make anyone actually like too uncomfortable beyond the role play aspect.
No.
It was fun. It was fun watching people squirm. And since you probably won't run into her again, I know you're curious about our young Shadow Grove mistress here, Morgana.
She's the one who knows, isn't she?
Oh yeah, Morgana's in the know. She's not the most powerful. Obviously, Cueva's the most powerful. But if there were anyone that could rival Cueva, it's her.
Yeah, and it would make sense for her to be up here, given that she's in the know, because Cueva damn sure wouldn't be.
No. And she's what's called a Bovan Sith, if you're familiar with that aspect of Fey lore.
That one, no.
They're blood-drinking Scottish Fey seductresses.
Okay, yeah, I may have come across them at some point.
Here, I'll do this if
Not that came to mind.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I've seen their name.
Is that how that's pronounced?
Bovan, yeah.
Boven. Okay.
Bovan.
Yeah, I've heard of them before.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys didn't get in a fight with her.
Oh no, that definitely would never happen.
Not that she tried to pick one. I think she was, I mean, aside from a couple moments, she's pretty polite, yeah? She didn't like the Oum. And of course, her and Bryn got catty.
Yeah, see, Bryn knows.
Yeah. Oh, that particular type of Fae is really dangerous. Like.
Yeah, but Bryn's also like, the daughter of an unseelie archfey herself, so she knows when to push her boundaries and when to keep her mouth shut.
Yeah.
She was keeping an eye on her every move throughout all of them.
Oh yeah. She has some neat powers, so I'm almost disappointed it didn't get to fight, just because I didn't get to use them. As you know, everyone I ever make an encounter for you guys with has a full character sheet. But
See, now you're making me feel bad that you didn't get to use any of it.
I mean, I would have probably led with Finger of Death. So
Yeah, that's
Let's
fine.
Let's not
fine.
party wipe on
I-
principle. We didn't get into that fight. We're fine. We're good.
Oh, she is Faye. Her and Bryn got the same, similar powers.
Oh yeah.
Use somewhere else, maybe for something else, not to wipe us all out. Thanks very much.
Oh, she was really nice. She was really nice, so I didn't want to have to do anything.
She was nice. She got, a big tall drink of Genesis. She was
We all
content.
behaved. We all behaved. Yes. Okay.
She probably knew not to cross another Fae.
No,
That's why she left Bryn alone.
Yeah, she wouldn't have gone after Bryn. Genesis was a good target. Saoirse was a considerable target. She wanted something new. I don't think she's ever tasted Ventrite before.
I enjoy that she just rebuffed listener right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Well, that Shadow Grove and Oum
We got this whole thing going on.
And also, the Ogham don't really have blood. There's not really anything for her to
Bloodless.
enjoy there.
No, and plus, I mean, you can't really seduce them or trick them into
No.
pacts that are worth anything.
We are the perfect antagonist to the Fae.
Yeah, you really are. It's like you don't have anything that they want, but you're in their way. And at the same time, like, they understand that the Ogham collective is incredibly dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah,
Destroy an appendage. Barely notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mess with as powerful as a mentalist as I is, who has control over that many bodies. Goddamn.
Yeah, don't want to piss off the collective. Although, it's hard to piss them off.
It would be very difficult, yes.
But if it came to a war between the Fae and the Ogham, I don't know.
That's
Maybe
a tricky one.
that would
We
be
got 'em
something-
outnumbered, I think.
that would be
See,
something
the
fun
Ogham
to
can
explore.
reproduce. The Ogham can reproduce. The Fae kinda can't without mortals, and they're also kinda stuck on Cairn, so they're not exactly growing their numbers.
No, but they are mostly immortal as
True.
far as age goes, and
True, true.
and don't forget, once a year they love to go mess with the Ngamote.
Just because it's funny.
Just 'cause it's fun.
It's entertainment.
But yeah, I hope tonight was fun. I do. I hope tonight was fun. We didn't lose anyone tonight, so there's that. I will say, and this is just something to get your minds rolling for next week. The barrier around Sinufei's lair
It's still there?
is still there.
Oh.
That key is not going to get you through it. There's another puzzle there, let's
That's
just say.
exciting.
So it's just something to think about. Because I know Bryn was like, you turned this around because you didn't have a map. And I was like, no, this one's actually...
One for
I,
real.
I was joking.
I know.
I was just joking.
No, I know. It's all good. But no, there is a puzzle there for you guys to get through. And there's going to be another lore twist coming up. So give you something to look forward to. But that being said, good game, everybody. I thought we had some really good role play tonight. Definitely furthered the story. Another key in hand. Progress is being made. You guys did excellent. To my knowledge, the schedule has not changed. We'll be back. Wednesday with Storm King's Thunder. Thursday with Zombicide. Friday with Stir Wars. And then back Saturday with Cairn. And the continuation of the story, technically. Even though we're flip-flopping. Get over it. It's how we're doing it. But yeah, thank you guys. Love you all. And love all you guys at home. Come see us again soon. Night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.